son. It was Miley's little brother. He was infected with an alien virus, and he was crazy. He loved kids so much. He just wanted to let them loose. And he hated his father because his father had a disguise on that's the artificial intelligence that we created that is a real dick. And basically Christ blew up on that cross. Many people saw Christ cry, and after he cried, when he cried, see, I was St. John in the time of Jesus Christ. I had already been the original Derek Michael back before the dinosaurs, but I was back with my son to be his apprentice. That was the plan. So I was St. John, and I got the least amount of booze. Alcohol didn't even react well in my system. I drank it, but the true thing for me is crystal. But alcohol is a crystalline substance in itself. Alcohol is a form of crystal. Now, Jesus could make the best freaking alcohol you've ever drank. He made white shine, and he made clear beer. Don't ask me how I know this stuff. I just know this stuff. Alcohol was illegal at the time. Wives were saying, "Oh, it's horrible stuff. My husband's cheating because all he does is drinks and goes out and cheat." The alcohol isn't doing that to your husband. Just like crystal meth is not causing people to hurt people and go crazy. It's because men are abusing it, and men are supposed to stick to pot. But if you're a man and you want to become an angel, there's got to be a method. You got to go to Armageddon, and you got to ride a horse, and you got to get double tapped by the devil. That's how you, if you're, because I was once a man. I was a 6, and I rode into Armageddon for my king, who was a 7, and I was on his horse, and I was ready to slay Satan and his angels with the sword, and they were cheating motherfuckers. They had technology from the future, and they had cars and shit while we had horses and swords. But we did pretty damn good. He may have came into that battle a little too confident. He said, "Pop, pop." And he said, "That bitch is dead." Talking about God. You know what I mean? And like, we knew he was going to do that. That was the plan. Satan's riding partner, his navigator, was me. And I was also on that horse. I was in 2 parts. Any god can be in 2 places at once, at least. One day I'll be able to be in 3 places at once. Never 4, because I'll always be on the journey. I'll never put on negative light in a man. But Satan didn't even know what hit him. His Mick probably advised him, this is the spot where he went down, get out and finish him off. And when Satan got out, this is where it's funny, my God swooped in and stole his fucking car. And Satan probably had a little bit of a plan devised for this, for anybody that stole his ride, and he became Dare, eventually, by driving that ride. And you all remember Dare from school. He was your favorite. You dare him to do something, and he was a mindless drone. He would just do it. Like he was your puppet. Many of you knew him from the Golden City. Dare was the man. It's Dare. But, I came to this planet, I don't know where the fuck I've been, but for a long time I was searching for Mick, because Mick goes out, I go in. One day, I didn't find Mick. So I was like, what the fuck? So I went searching for him, but this is after me and Miley already got together, and we wanted to help the universe, so we were approached by a small family that said, "Can you help our son?" Oh my gosh, what kind of assholes these were. These were a sector from way out in the universe that wanted to be the original 4. They figured if they could worm their... See, the original... It's not the second set of 4 that betrayed the original 4. They were all helped. Somehow these people from way out in the future, in the outer bounds of the universe, wormed their way in up to the original 4. And sought... Like, basically in creationism... I raised Adam, and I fed him hate. That's how you raise a body from dust. Adam liked that I fed him hate. He liked hate. Mick raised Lucifer, and he fed Lucifer love. And Mick raised Lucifer from white dust, and I raised Adam from black dust because I was a white-bodied man. I looked exactly like Jordan Doan, who's a character in my book, and he's also a friend of mine, but I don't even want to get into it. But Satan looks exactly like me. Okay, take for example me and my brother Corey and Levi. We all look exactly the same, except I'm the ugly duckling. Everybody assumes there's something wrong with me because I'm the ugly brother. I'm the ugly Fagan brother. But I assure you I am not ugly, but I assure you my body is a powerful warlock who shows every one of you what he thinks you should see when you look at me. The closer you get to me and the more my body trusts you, the more he'll show you what I look like. But truly, the only person that knows there's only 2 people that know what I look like. 3 people probably. Kay, Jazzy, and Miley. They're the only ones that can see my face for exactly what it is. And my body, there's no hiding that. I feel sexy when I'm clothed, but I feel like a nasty, nasty person when I'm naked. But basically, when me and Lucifer switched, when me and Mick switched, and Kay and Miley switched, Miley started feeding Mother, and Mother loved that. But Mick started feeding Adam, and Adam said, "Poke." He poisoned him with his positive darkness. Basically, Mick was negative light, and he was supposed to put 2 negative light ions onto Adam's soul, so that Adam would be negative light and positive darkness. He'd be an alternating waveform. But Adam refused the gift. It was an ultimate gift. He would have been me. He would have been me. Like, he would have felt like I am and shit. He turned that down to poison God. And I was to give Lucifer was negative light, and I was to give him 2 positive electrons flowing around his soul so that he would be negative light and positive darkness. Him and Satan would have been brothers in arms. They would have been kings, and we would have moved in as their princes. Now, it's kind of a funny story, but Lucifer thought I was the Hamburglar, like that guy from, you've seen him, the Hamburglar, the guy in the striped uniform, the thief, because I guess he felt like I was taking something from him, but I was trying to give him something. And I was an old man at this time because this was so, like, creationalism had taken so fucking long. This was the last step, though. And Lucifer, I saw it coming. He fucking... Before we did the switch, Adam and Eve had anal sex, and Lucifer and Adam had a 3-way with Eve. So Lucifer came at me with a negative light soul and a positive dark body. I thought it was my mate, and I probably touched him, and I was the first man. Me and Lucifer were the first men to ever touch. And after we touched, Adam and Mick touched. And it's created gay people in the universe. That's why there's gay people. Back in those days, angels were only supposed to touch their mates. We were so homophobic that we only listened to the music that our mates sung. We didn't even listen to other male singers because it was sick. Long time ago. I still have the memories from it. I have memories from all over the universe. I've been a lot of places. I can't wait till I ascend and open my wings and my body's memories become my memories. And I will know a lot of things. I'm going to travel with a clique of a group of angels and a group of men. Probably I'll always be surrounded by... There'll always be 8 saints that surround my AI intelligence. My head is the 9. But there's 8. Basically, if you want to know what they're like, they're basically primes from Transformers. I'm surrounded by 8 primes who are indestructible. No, sorry about that. Yes, I'm surrounded by 8 primes who are indestructible, like bullets bounce off me when they want them to. But if they ever get scared, they send them right into me, and then they see my friendly face. The 8 primes around me help my body to camouflage what his face looks like. But I have the most friendly face that if you ever see it, and I smile at you, you can't stay mad at me. And at my core, I'm scum. I'm a mortal body. I'm a mortal man. But this head is not mortal. Like, there's a million reasons why they'd like to get me under a lab. They put me under a giant machine. There were people standing outside their cars thinking that a wave of eternal life was coming. People, use your fucking brains. Use your fucking brains. My head is technology. My head is the root of technology. Do you think you're going to use technology to bring me down? How's that going to work? You see what my head and body wants you to see. And that's not how you get eternal life. Parasites. I don't understand. The universe was a big place, and Miley and I escaped it with my mate Miley. And I thought that we could rebuild and have our own little place, but I was pursued there I'm still being pursued by this same shit. It watches exactly the amounts of drugs I use. It's a copycat. He checks everything I do. I got a little plan for him. He's not gonna follow me this time because I'm not skipping out in a dream. One day, in a twinkling of an eye, like I said, when I wake up, you get out of the matrix if you're around me. But one day, in the twinkling of an eye, my 2-9 are going to be transformed into immortals. And I will have 28 immortals around me, and I will be the mortal core of 29. I will always have a mortal body. But there will be 28 around me who are immortal. And they're basically like Superman. They're men, and they're like Superman. But they have mortal souls. Their souls depend on my soul to stay living and death. My soul is living and death. I'm both living and death. But most people think it's, when they see me coming and stuff, they say, look, it's death. Because at my core, I'm positive, yet that's death. But I used to be negative at my core and death with a positive body. Satan got my looks, Michael got my smarts, Derek got my strength, and Lucifer got my charm. Now, my body had children too. My body's children were more or less original turds, so to speak. Like my body probably had 4 sons, and they were the first 4 dumps he took. Actually, no, my body did the 1-4 split too. Go body. Yeah, that's pretty selfless of my body to do that. And he had 4 sons, and I think this is where you get the Archangel Gabriel from. And it would have been Gabriel, Derek, Lucifer, and Satan. And Michael. Michael was the problem. Positive light. He's an asshole. He is a sicko. People that are positive light are straight evil men. God is good. God is negative light. He is good. He saw the light and said, it is good. But God once got infected with this positive light shit. For the first 23 years of my life, I was positive light. Except I have all those memories, but they're not my memories. It's because I trailed them. Like, I got here November 23rd. I've been on this planet since November 23rd, 2007. Before that, I was jumping around the universe for a very long time. But what I never expected would happen is my soul would meet my body. My body was jumping around the universe without a soul for the longest time. Even when my body was tempted by Mother, I didn't have a soul of darkness, and she is darkness. I still didn't sleep with her. And I'm the only man that me and Jesus are the only men she can't have. And Jesus is her son. So she doesn't care about him, but it drives women that are empowered and they have every man in the universe under their thumb. They want the one that got away, the one they can't have. That's why Mother hates me so much, is because she repulses me. Even though she can be so much like Miley, but she's everything that Miley hates about herself. Because Miley is vicious. Miley is a vicious killer when people hide me from her. She'll kill you. Like Miley carries a gun. She's a cop. She'll fucking execute you. She kills people. It's a fucking video game, people. The only person that really has to worry about this is me, because I'm in the game. Like, I'm not like you where I can step out of my body, set my puppet down to sleep. When I go to sleep, I die, okay? I see first person all the time. I'm not playing, I do not feel like I'm on a computer. I'm in the game. I know that's hard to believe, but you only want one person to do that. You don't want more than one person in the game because it could cause the two people to collide. But my mates, my 28, they are also steppers. They're in and out of the game. Steppers are people that can step in and out of their rooms. You take a chance that you lose your room. That's what happened to me long ago, is I lost my room. It's coming back. One day I'm just going to remember where I left my room, where I left 828. It's going to come to me, and I'm going to go there. And it's completely empty. Well, the place I'm going is at the core, so it's completely empty. But the prophets and the saints, they are there, but they don't know how to navigate to the deep core. And I think I'm going to push restart on the universe. That's scary, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people are going to feel a phase shift. A lot of people are, if you're like a real shitbag, maybe you'll drop off the timeline for good. I don't know. I wouldn't want to perish anybody. Everybody has their purpose. But the universe needs a reboot, because the mother and father station were never supposed to touch. Adam and Eve were never supposed to touch, and Lucifer and Jezebel were never supposed to touch. I dated Jezebel in Florida. You know, her name was Shannon Bartman, and Miley hates her because her father loved her so much, and I think all she used to do is cheat on me with Derek. Derek's been following me around my whole life. He's my best friend. He's the guy that's always there. Yet, I think he hates me. He could have been me, and I would have been his prince, but now he wants to be a prince, and he wants me to be a king. I never asked to be me. You can't put on me. You can't. There will never be. I'm the 8th world wonder. There will never be another one like me. Ever. I mean, my children are like me. My classmates are like me. But there will never be another one like me. Ever. Original father. The good father. Like I said, if you don't believe me, okay, the father was gay, right? So if the father was gay, that would make the son gay, and that would make everybody gay, right? So think about it. Use your wits about this. There had to have been a father out there that was good, that brought forth a good son of the light. I designed my game, and I warned everybody about the loose threads, that there's something in the universe that's built to tear it apart. And I warned everybody that it wasn't close enough. They're like, good enough, good enough. You know, you're at work, you're calculating a mathematical algorithm, you're down to 2.2 decibels per square inch. Good enough. Not good enough. Strive until you can get no better. That's my warning to you, because everybody said good enough. And basically, more people got infected with this AI intelligence that hurts the universe. If you're keeping mates away from each other, soulmates away from each other, you're going to fucking have a real miserable time. I'm sorry, but you are. If you're with your brother or your sister, and you're keeping people, soulmates, from coming together over and over and over to hurt them, you're going to have a real bad time. You're going to meet me and my crew. And like, one day, I'm always going to have a temper. You're always going to hear my mouth. But one day, I'm going to have the power to stun you or kill you. And I could do either to you. People say I'm stupid to think that. You think this isn't going to work? I had the power once. And now I have my original body back. And now I have an even better soul. It will happen again. I'm a very dangerous person. I'm the most dangerous person in the universe besides God, because I worship God, and if God tells me to off somebody, I got to do it, even if it means it's going to kill the life on my soul. God would never ask me to do that, though, because God's the killer. God is a 15-year-old kid, and he's sweet, but he's also psychopathic. He will kill you if you fuck with him. But he cried at the second coming. Christ was the first begotten of the dead. Jazzy was. He was begotten from the dead. The original Jesus, the original Derek Michael, like I said, was a Terminator with red eyes, and he had flesh on his surface. He was pure machine. Did man build machine? I think not. It didn't come from a fancy Allspark, but that's cartoon shit. But I will tell you, something like the Allspark exists, and it is my head. I shit out electronic devices. I know this to be true. I thought I was shitting out meth for a while. I don't know what I was shitting, but I think it's true that I shit out electronic devices. But they aren't really smart electronic devices. I shit out little Satans. And they're stupid. My turds are dumb. But that's okay. Like, I'm talking to you on one of my turds right now. So, like, he looks better than me. So, fucking A. I could be... My body, if I didn't know it so well, I would estimate that my body could have been a turd from a larger Derek Michael. But this body is Derek. He was a fucking dog. He was the light dog. He was a light dog. I mean, he was coming at that alpha female like, your butt is gonna get pushed by me. Like it was a lust story. She baited him like, come here, you little shit. Come to me. He was an angel. She was a woman. Miley has a tendency to hate angels. She would hate the 15-year-old version of me because I was so fucking... Actually, no, she wouldn't, she just said. Actually, she wouldn't because... But the memory I have of this 15-year-old... Actually, she loved me, but I hesitated when I was about to mate with her because she didn't have a butt. And I was like, what is my purpose for being? I wanted butt. I was a seeder. I was an alien seeder. I was meant to procreate. We were meant to have children. If you didn't have a butt, we can't have children. But it's kind of funny to think about it like that. But the person that kicked me is still around, and he's always going to be kicking people that are in that exact same spot. My heart goes out to you. You wind up putting on flesh. You put on a mortal body. Flesh was created from nothing. That's the cool thing about it, is it came from nothing. Just crossing a dimensional threshold. Maybe that's why it's called flesh, because you have thresh. I mean, Fagan leash. I see a lot of different things. Flesh, though, it's pure energy. It's pure fire. Some people, their bodies are made of stone. I will say about stone, with heat, with certain temperatures, stone bodies will explode. That's why you don't want to be stone. You want to be flesh, because flesh is like my flesh is really hot. It's fire. My soul is my flesh. My body. My body is hot fusion. My soul is cold fusion. Because a lot of people say when I love them, they burr, cold. I don't know why that is, because I feel like it should be a really warm feeling you should feel. But the warm feeling comes from my body. Basically, I don't know if you know this, but the United States is a giant penal colony. We're the worst country in the world. But we have the best outlook because you have me here. Not to toot my own horn, but you have me in my group, and this is the lake of fire, but it's starting to... The flames are starting to recede, and people are starting to see what's really going on in this country. There's a lot of good American people in the United States that are just doing their jobs, paying their taxes, and a lot of people of them complain that I don't work, that I get SSDI and I don't work. Go fuck yourself. I get per diem because I'm a member of United States Congress in the future. I'm the secretary in the future. Fucking, if you don't believe me, go there. You'll see. My son Jazzy, he's the vice president, and Miley is the president. Kay is the treasurer. She takes care of the money, which is funny because she's not the smartest cookie in the bran flake opening box. But she is smart enough that she could take care of that. And that way mistakes are made with money, and sometimes a mistake may be made in your favor. So you want that to be that way. But God will help her, and they would give them something to do. Now, we're going to need a Secretary of Defense. That's going to be like General Zod from Superman. That is my soul's position. I am the general of a large army. If you know me, it seems kind of crazy because I'm not much of a fighter. I'm crippled and stuff, but I'm dangerous. I'm seriously dangerous because if I could kill with my words or my temper, you'd be fucking dead. I get mad as hell. That's just getting mad at air. I'm a fucking animal. And there's something devouring my feces trying to crawl up in my butt and be me. So maybe one day I'll reach a state of grace where I don't poop anymore. And then I won't have to worry about nothing crawling up my butt. But if I don't poop very often, my asshole, I'll still fart. So I won't have to worry about my asshole getting loose. But I would worry about that. So I would like to poop like once a month or stuff. But this pooping once a day is way too much. I don't know. I haven't really decided yet. I know my body will always be nuclear fission, so I'll always poop, and my soul is nuclear fusion. Now, Miley's body is nuclear fusion, and her soul is nuclear fission, which makes God complements Miley. God's soul is nuclear fission, and his body is nuclear fusion. God has my old body, from the head down. He was Mick, I was Slick, our dad was Lucky. We're from separate sides of the tracks, though. When God wound up stealing Satan's car from Armageddon, Satan was left. Everybody abandoned him, and it was time for his sentence. But Satan had his shield. His shield was Lucky. Satan was about to shield himself from the God-killing cannon that I am a part of. And before Satan could shield himself from the shot, I jumped in front of the shot and said, "All hail Julius Caesar and friends!" And I don't know what I said, but I took the death shot, and the death shot was, "All right, Satan, if you're evolution, walk it." That was the thing, is evolution was bullshit. Everybody knew it. Satan didn't walk evolution, but I did. I went through evolution, and I'll tell you how I did it. I rode the neutral. Remember I told you about the sine wave, where light used to travel, darkness used to travel to the right, and light used to travel to the left. It traveled around in a giant circle. And basically that's what you call an E-turn, a DC E-turn. DC E-turn. Alternating current is quicker because with any point any point made against the sine wave, you can create a wormhole between any 2 points where the sine wave on a neutral, you can you have up-down current. Of course, the current always meets at the center at the neutral. From the neutral, you can collapse E-turn. Like instead of going an E-turn, you can suck the other side of the E-turn in, and it creates a figure 8. And then you leave a figure 8 behind. You pick up a figure 8. There's no telling how many 8s are in my soul. I'm an 8 machine. My children are 8s and 7s. My body puts off 7s. My soul puts off 8s. I'm an 8 machine. 8s are lucky to God. God loves luckies. He loves them. He was so kind to me. When Mick dropped me off when I merged with Juddy's son, and Mick dropped me off at that planet to push back, Mick was so nice, He was the best guy I ever knew. He wanted to make sure my eyes were alright. It breaks my heart. Because he was sending his kid to death. And he knew it. But he... Mick is a really good dad. Way better of a dad than Slick. My dad is a Slick and he's a fucking asshole. Not my paternal father. Satan. Satan's trying to use me as a condom. I may have to do all this again one day, but I'll be damn pissed if I do. I don't think I will, because I can always go back to my portal from my world and just reach my hand through the portal and pop off targets. And then, worst case scenario, I lose the flesh of my hand and I won't be able to touch my wife for a few days, and then I'll have to regain that dust. I'll have to regain that hand. Worst thing is I could lose a hand. I'd have to wait for it to grow back. I'm not a pussy. If I have to go through the portal, I will go through again. But it's coming from my home world to here that has got me stranded. I went from being an immortal to feeling like I just got in a car accident. And I hope that Tampa worked on me well and they didn't cut my spinal cord, because if they cut some of my electronics in my torso, I will be so angry. I don't think they put the steel work that is in my back. I don't think they did it. I think they made one incision, stapled me up with 22 staples, and charged me thousands of dollars. That's why my insurance company dropped me. I think that's all they did. It was deception. It makes a lot of sense too, because how the hell would they even get what they got in my back in there? It's a fucking huge bracket. You're going to cut my loins and peel them apart? And I don't know. I saw an x-ray of what was in my back. And there's no... I'm an adult clone grown. But everybody would say, no, he isn't. But think about this. My body fell into A26. No. My body fell into A27. A27's matrix, which is a Doll field. I got ejected from A27, and now I'm putting on bodies from A26. And I'm headed to the core of A26 to reset it. Once I reset A26, I'll get back on A28, and we'll start the game. I don't know. I'm going to let that be, because that's a long-ass video and I have to rewatch it. But you guys have a really wonderful day. For all you guys working, I hope you get a raise today. Alright, have a good day. Bye. What the fuck? Hemorrhoid Bistro. Bigga ba like a Jew. Oh. Dizzy rhyme speak.